This is our trip in Helsinki, Finland. Yep, it was pretty cool. Very beautiful city by the water, very walkable. We had a great time. We stayed at this Airbnb. Here's the view. This is a nice little art exhibit. Pretty cool. It was by the Campy Mall, which we stayed by. This is Odi Helsinki Central Library. Actually, this is the coolest library I've ever been in. Pretty cool. Look at those kids playing on the digital artboard. They had 3D printmaking machines. Yep, Max went in and did his 3D designs. He went up to the guy, asked for a USB stick, got started right away. They charge pretty cheap. I think he got some prints for free, but they charge by the amount of plastic you use. They also have a lot of video games you could play. Check it out. The music room. There was VR back there. The rain on the window. As you can see, the upward slant. Very beautiful architecture. This has, I don't know, it was 3 or 4 floors. It's pretty much a central place where people were hanging out, especially since it was winter. A little shower area in the bathroom. Very community oriented. This, on the other hand, not so community oriented. Here's Robert's Coffee Shop. Here's a lunch buffet that I did. Don't recommend it. Don't eat sushi by the foot. You know what I would recommend by the foot? Is saunas. Saunas are really popular in Finland, and it's cold there. So a lot of people have their own saunas. We went to one where we were able to pour water on the rocks. We were able to walk down to the water and jump in a freezing cold. This is pretty interesting statue here. And here's storage containers stacked up on top of each other to create like a apartment complex. That's pretty interesting. I'm assuming it's for lower income people. It was by the circus, which had some horses riding around. Here we are at an art museum. This was contemporary art of Finland. Here's another museum showing an old school Finland. Check out this old stuff. Here's some new stuff. Look at that. You can see some sexy bits. This was a cool little part of the contemporary museum. They had all these performers performing in their own locations. They'd stream it all together. Very relaxing. People would just hang out there for hours. We hung out there and checked out the cool culture. Check it out. Yeah, I'd say that people in Finland are really into music and art. It was a great place to visit. I definitely recommend it. Very beautiful, lots of water, very walkable. People seem pretty intelligent, and did I mention beautiful women? Yep, it was a good time. And nightlife was really cool. The women there are beautiful. There's a lot of people that speak English, which is really nice. This was a really cool bar. Look at the people there. As you can see, very friendly, very nice culture. Well, you can't really see that, but trust me, it was pretty cool. We went to a few clubs. Thing is, it was off season, so a lot of the bigger places were not really that happening. There weren't a lot of live music things, but you know, we did what we did, and we saw what we saw, and oh man, we saw some cute girls. I wanted to do more of the dating thing, like Tinder and whatnot. Max did his share, but I was a little shy. Plus, you know, I was kind of like taking it all in, and it was a great time. I definitely want to go back during top tourist season. So here I am in St. Petersburg. This is the mall. Some people. This is, there's a lot of canals over here. It's called the Venice of Europe or something. Hookah. Snow. Yep, it's a little cold. There's our farmer's market. There's a Russian bird. Pretty sweet. And here's some real Russian music. Soul lady. Yeah, more snow. Some Russia. From Russia with love. Glasses. Oh, chillin'. Doing it. Hopefully they don't catch me. St. Petersburg, Russia was a little intimidating. I mean, look at that guy. I felt a little nervous when he looked at me. But, you know, it was a cool experience to walk around. I mostly watched people, looked at buildings, went in shopping malls. I even ate at Burger King. Sorry about that. But a little nervous of where to go, I guess. And it was a cool little trip. It was like a last minute thing at the end of our Finland trip. Max was like, want to go to St. Petersburg? And offered to pay for the ferry and the, little tour. It was a overnight thing. Got to sleep in a boat. Here's a little entertainment. It was pretty cool. This was Tallinn, Estonia. And it was someplace I stayed for about 2 weeks. It's right across from Finland, near the Baltic Bay. And this was Old Town. This was one of the places that survived the war, one of the few places. There was a lot of nightlife there. I actually went to a place outside of this area, and that was more the underground type of, goth type of thing. I had a pretty cheap apartment. It was probably $350 a week. It was pretty cool. When I got into town, I went to the tourist agency area and they helped me call. There was a nice lady. I flirted with her. They do like American men, I'd have to say. That was pretty sweet. They were also celebrating springtime coming, which I really liked the fact that they would look up into the sky, look up into the sun, and almost worship it. They would put out their arms, and it would be a whole thing. People from Tallinn, Estonia seemed very welcoming and nice, and a lot of the younger people spoke English, but some of the older people were set in their ways, or they didn't want to learn new language. And I would say that Tallinn is a very cheap city to visit. A lot of people from Finland would go to visit Tallinn and they drink there. It's a short ferry ride away. Probably costs like $40 American. These cool bikes. I didn't actually ride on one. There's musicians in the street. Cool art on the wall. This is a girl I met. I was pretty popular in Finland being an American. It seemed pretty easy to attract attention from people if you wanted it. So I felt pretty cool. Like I met this guy. He was a writer of the local paper. He introduced me to his friends. We went out to the bar. It was pretty funny. Oh, check out this gum. That's interesting. A lot of beer, cheap beer. But anyways, it was pretty funny because he'd be introducing me to his friends, like, "Hey, everybody, come meet my American friend." This is the place I stayed at in Finland. It was cheap rent. There's my view. But I also took a sexy samba class that was interesting. I wasn't that great at it, but it was a great way to meet some people.
kanged ja tublid Eesti mehed, kes esitavad teile kava pealkirjaga Sport teeb tugevaks. Kava autor ja liigijuht Hea Turulinn.
Kive ja muid aeg-ajalt murda. Sport sul annab jõudu, laida rind, kaitsta jõuab sind ja mind. Vaidlesid nad tunde seal. Ikka tort või sport.
This is the cruise line we went on, Norwegian cruise line. It was pretty cool. Got to eat all you wanted, free entertainment. It was pretty long though. It was about 10 days. I remember there was 5 days where we didn't even see land. Yeah, but you can't complain. You get to cruise around. We went to Portugal. We went to Dover, England. You get to hot tub, free HBO. We got all kinds of movies. Here was when we landed at Dover, England. It was sweet. We went on a castle tour. Got to shoot these big old cannons. Well, didn't quite shoot them, but it was pretty interesting seeing this. It was a protection that Dover had, I guess, during wartime. Don't know which war, but here we are, all Game of Thrones in it. There's a good picture of Max. There's me with the sheep, real sheep, mind you. This is our ride. I went in Portugal, went around on a bus, went to the end of this road, and it was kind of a pain because the bus driver dropped me off, and I didn't know how to say, how do I get back? But turned out there was a bus that got back, so it was cool. This was the train ride that we went on when we went to the airport. It was a very beautiful train ride, and went through parts of Finland that you don't normally see. Check it out. There's a lot of graffiti. As you go through, you see a lot of very cool trees. You see cool architecture. You see that Finland really cares about what they look like. That's one thing I noticed in Finland. There's no trash everywhere. People really are taken care of. I think partially because, it's a, I believe, socialist country. Um, if someone has a drug problem, for example, they don't treat them like a thief or criminal. Instead, they house them in a house and, you know, focus on getting them well as far as being able to be prepared for real life and getting a job and getting themselves together rather than going through incarceration. So yeah, this is beautiful Finland. I was hanging out with Max as his friend was helping us. She was very knowledgeable in Finland ways. And again, a lot of people in Finland speak English, so it makes it very, very comfortable to go around the city and, get to know people. People in Finland seem pretty nice. They're very welcoming, and if you go around and introduce yourself, they're more than happy to talk to an American. Max and I were going around downtown, and we stumbled into this one dude. He invited to drive us around town, drive us outside of town, go visit his family. He was super friendly. He worked on one of the barges as a maintenance guy. If you look at Finland and you look at America, you could see a stark difference. The care that they have for their city is very apparent. Say Finland is a pretty cool place to visit. Check it out. Those people are, or maybe they live there. I don't know. Guess it's time to get out.